Mr. President, Mr. Secretary General, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good morning. On November 27th, 2013, I stood before you to deliver what was then the most important speech of my life. Standing here today, 9 years later, as I begin my 10th and final address to this esteemed audience, that moment feels closer to me than ever before. As I reflect on all that has passed since Dubai won the right to host a World Expo, and as we reflect on all that we have built together. When we took those first steps in our journey, we pledged to make a difference for our children. Yet even as we made that sincere promise, few among us could have anticipated how soon we would be called to account, how fiercely we would be tested in our resolve, in our cause, and in our course. As we look forward to Osaka in 2025 and wish them every good fortune as they build upon the success of the Tokyo Olympics, we look back with shared and hard-won pride at the first World Expo to have taken place in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. The second World Expo after Shanghai to take place in a developing country. A milestone for the region and the peoples of the region. A World Expo which, in the generous words of His Excellency Dimitri Kirkantzas, has set a new bar for what we can achieve together as one. When we welcomed the world, we did so in the spirit of true Emirati hospitality, a community opening its arms and embracing all who would answer our invitation. At Expo in Dubai, every nation was granted the opportunity to contribute its singular voice to a truly global conversation. One nation, one pavilion, a launchpad for action. A launchpad for action in which the protagonists were our visitors, our youth, our women and girls, our people of determination, our innovators and creatives, our leaders of today, and our pioneers of tomorrow. Through more than 35,000 events, aided by the selflessness of 30,000 volunteers from 135 nations, together we spoke to the true purpose of a world exhibition, one honored every day by the efforts of this august institution, the Bureau International des Expositions, and by the Secretary General and his team, and that is to demonstrate, to celebrate, and to further continual human progress. What we exhibited, therefore, was not just our technology or our creativity, the muscle of our industry or the makings of our culture. What we exhibited was the expression of the fullest potential of humankind and of our shared kindness and compassion also. We did this together and in the teeth of a global pandemic. And despite everything, amidst the worst of times, we found the best of ourselves and shared it with 24.1 million visitors, as well as a further 250 million visitors who made the journey with us online and in the virtual realm. Despite the relentless uncertainty of a global pandemic, we safely welcomed millions of visitors from around the world, conferring on them an extraordinary experience, and all of us joining hands together in an urgent and essential gesture of worldwide solidarity. Most radiant among all those who brought our sight to daily life, our greatest cause for optimism and hope, were the millions of school children excitedly exploring the breadth and beauty of their world under the tender care of their teachers and guides. All of which, ladies and gentlemen, is a sterling statement to the value of true international cooperation. Expo in Dubai has shown us, at this singular moment in history, that connection and collaboration are sacrosanct in the service of peace, prosperity, and the preservation of this planet we call home. In the way we designed our site, in the way we built alongside one another, art and architecture, form and function. In the way we operated our city, each of us adhering to and outdoing the best-in-class standards of sustainability and responsible resource management. In the way we told our stories, the stories of each of us and the stories of all of us, so that our visitors would know and understand one another better and take that knowledge forward, each an advocate and ambassador for a connected world and a better future. For they have seen that future and know that it can be so. Over the 6 months of event time, we welcomed those of all continents, faiths, and cultures. Thank you to the people of the UAE and beyond, those who came to visit time and again, on each occasion, discovering something new and something splendid in what we had built together. Thank you to the United Arab Emirates' own leadership, which was a constant presence on site, and as such an unwavering source of counsel and inspiration. Thank you to our brothers and sisters from North and South, more than 16,000 world leaders and all their peoples, every strata of society, from political and business leaders to academia and grassroots activists. In our program for People and Planet, we found the mechanism to make good on that promise to all our children. Designed and delivered in harness with 192 nations and in search of real solutions to real-life challenges, from climate change to food and water security, the future of education and work, health and wellness, and the responsible exploration of the unknown here on Earth and in the skies above. This pioneering program, which has become a movement of almost 20,000 change makers from all around the world, is our collective response to the shared challenges of our era. Within that, our World Majlis series, which gathered global experts and decision makers on no fewer than 52 occasions before and during event time. Our Expo Live program, for which we committed to the creation of a $100 million partnership fund to accelerate entrepreneurial spirit around the world and support projects delivering lasting and positive impact, supporting 140 global innovators and more than 5.8 million beneficiaries. Expo Live also welcomed more than 250,000 people through its pavilion during those 6 months. Dubai, a city of 200 nationalities, has always been a natural home, a convener to address global issues through a vast array of valuable perspectives. Throughout Expo, we welcomed everyday people from every single nation, and we witnessed firsthand how eager they are for positive change and to be a part of that change, and to hold themselves and others individually and collectively responsible for achieving that change. Together we have proven that we can build a new world, one that is cleaner and safer and healthier than the one which came before. And in so doing, we have fashioned a city and a community that is uniquely sustainable, innovative, creative, smart, and inclusive. We have built a city and a community in the service of universal human dignity, progress, and prosperity, one possessed of a one-of-a-kind culture, an irrepressible spirit through which the legacy of Expo 2020 Dubai will live on. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not closing down, but rather powering onward and forward. It is in none of our capacities to call a halt to the conversations that matter and which have been ignited over the course of our time together. We must reinforce the bonds that have been forged, amplify the impact we have generated, and embrace the innovation and creativity we have unleashed. For while Expo 2020 Dubai may have closed its doors, Expo City Dubai never will. Already a proven destination for learning and education, Expo City Dubai will continue to provide a model for innovative urban districts geared towards collaboration, knowledge sharing, and talent creation for the benefit of future generations. It will leverage its extraordinary infrastructure advantages to generate local and global economic value as a clean and green tech hub. And at the same time, it will build upon the foundations laid by Virtual Expo, our presence in the metaverse, and other groundbreaking technological advancements to establish its very own unique space amid ever-expanding digital horizons. It will maintain and build upon the shared ethos of environmental responsibility that guided our hands in the construction phase and throughout event time operations. And in so doing, it will continue its journey towards carbon neutrality by 2030, testimony to our nation's net zero by 2050 strategic initiative. A destination for more than 24 million visitors over the course of event time, Expo City Dubai will take its place as a thriving 24-hour neighborhood illuminated by unique art and world-class architecture and inhabited by responsible and engaged citizens from every walk of life. Today, just as we invited you to join us in the making of a new world, we invite you to join us as we transition from a once-in-a-lifetime to a new way of life. We invite you to embark on a new chapter as governments, private sector, and private citizens, as partners, investors, and invested visitors, as our friends and family with whom we share memories of what was and a vision of what can and must be. In this way, ladies and gentlemen, let us ensure that another half-century from now, on the occasion of the UAE centennial, the world will remark not just how it all began, but what was conceived and achieved in the decades since. This was always the vision and commitment of Dubai and the UAE. We will always connect minds and create the future, then and now and again and again. I stand before you today representing the voice of millions from my country and hundreds of millions more from around the world. I stand before you as a servant of all of humanity, not only as a minister, a daughter, and a mother, but as a proud and responsible global citizen of today and tomorrow. Thank you all very much for your time and for your attention.
Distinguished delegates, I thank you, Madam Minister Al-Hashimi, for her excellent final report. Among Dubai 2020 delegation, we recognize the presence of His Highness Sheikh Ahmed. Please give him our big hands and as a token of our appreciation. On behalf of BIE